Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
What is happening, my friends? What's happening, family? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day, whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz. Look, we're diving deep and keeping it real, so do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. On today's show, I can't believe I'm even saying this, but apparently it pays to be a racist. And you're probably saying, whoa, Arrington, where are you going with this? Oh, I will share with you. And for those who are in these streets on social media, I know you have heard about this lady who has been seen videotaped hurling a racial slur at a child with autism. And you know what she does? She goes on GoFundMe page, raises money for herself because, as I said it from the beginning, it pays to be ignorant. It pays to be a bigot. It pays to discriminate. It pays. There's an industry for it. So we'll share a little bit more about that later on in the show. Also, I want to continue on my thoughts about Pat Mahomes. As I mentioned on the last program, didn't have time to really continue on my thought process with that. But, you know, he was receiving some heat for acknowledging his previous haircut, considering it nappy. So he's happy to cut it off. So I'll share a little more about that and some more here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Also, leaning on into the sports realm, NBA star, Hall of Famer, NBA champ Paul Pierce is doing what he does best, acting ignorant, saying some off-the-wall stuff in regards to relationship, in regards to marriage. And so he considers marriage only to be for poor people, and it's a scam, basically. He says it only benefits women. It only it's all it is to help benefit each other financially. The only people that really should get married is once you're 70, because there is no more, living, getting it on and all that stuff. Like he's been ignorant in these streets for quite some time. So we're going to talk about it here on the Arrington Gavin Show. That's what we do here. We discuss all the good, the ignorant, the needed, all that you need to be aware of, and what's going on here in these streets. You're probably saying, why do I need to know about this? Look, this is what happens in our world, and I just want to keep you up to speed on what's happening in our world. Family and friends, thank you so much again for taking 1 hour of your time to tune into the Arrington Gavin Show. Shout out to our listeners in New Orleans by way of WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about. Monday through Fridays, you can tune to the Arrington Gavin Show Monday through Fridays at 7 p.m. Central Time. So very honored to be a part of that, the amazing WBOK 1230 AM. Also, shout out to our listeners in the Metro Atlanta area by way of WDJY 99.1 FM. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show Monday through Fridays at, what time are we? Monday through Fridays at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, 11 p.m. Eastern Time on WDJY 99.1 FM. And I want to again remind those in the New Orleans area, you can listen to us on WBOK 1230 AM Monday through Fridays, weeknights at 7 p.m. Central Time. So I want to shout out our radio affiliates. Thank you so much, and honor to be a part of those amazing stations out there on the radio airwaves. You can also shout out to those who watch us, probably streaming us right now on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, The Arrington Gavin Show, or on Rumble, same name, Arrington Gavin Show, or through the Goatverse TV network, or by download the Goatverse TV app. You can do so right now if you haven't. The App Store, Google Play Store, Roku, as well as Amazon Fire. So there's multiple ways you can watch us. And then, of course, you can listen to us wherever you get your podcasts, whether that's Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, Odyssey, all major podcast platforms. You can catch the Arrington Gavin Show. I truly appreciate it. So, all right, what else we got going on? Social media, do me a favor. You can follow us. Stay in the know, stay up to speed of what we got going on by following us on social media. Instagram at the Arrington Gavin Show, Blue Sky X, formerly known as Twitter. And you can subscribe to our Substack page too. So multiple social media platforms where you can stay up to speed in the know what we got going on in these streets. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's around. I think that's about it. Let me go ahead and share our quick fun fact. We love to pop in with a fun fact here and there here on the show. So on today's fun fact, did you know that red cars are often rumored to get more speeding tickets? Now, I've had friends tell me this. My wife told me this many times, like, ooh, red cars, it's a target. That's why no one really likes to get a red car, because they are a target to law enforcement. Personally, I'm not a fan of the color red. I think it's a hideous color, especially when it's a car. Can't stand when I see like these cherry red or red apple colored cars. Ugh, disgusting. I just don't like them. It's a gross color. But it says here that yes, it's rumored to get more speeding tickets, but studies shown color isn't actually a factor. Of course, they're gonna say, well, it's not about the color. It's more about the driver's habits. All right. Whatever you say. It's not about the color. It's about the driver's habits. The more I think about it, if I'm driving, I see a lot of folks stopped on the side, stopping by police officers. I don't think I've ever even witnessed a red car. Now, I will say, I've noticed a lot of red cars over here, like that. A lot of folks that drift, kind of trying to live that real life Fast and Furious life. I always see them rocking a red car for some odd reason. Yes. Alrighty, fam. Let's see here. What we're gonna do? We're gonna take a quick commercial break. We got a lot more show for you here on the Arrington Gavin Show, so please don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
What's up, y'all? Welcome now.
And we still in traffic.
Don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up. Yeah, that's that new Goatverse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of that he said?
Introducing Goatverse TV.
Goatverse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In Goats, we trust.
Order your beard care products with Rugged Evolution. We're your local beard care line that supports the maintenance of your full, mature beard. Our line includes conditioning shampoos, moisturizers, balms, oils, shaving lotions, and exfoliating soaps. These products moisturize, hydrate, nourish, and have all the natural ingredients for a healthy beard. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. And remember,
Rugged is the new smooth.
What is dedication?
The thing that drives me every day as a dad is Dariana. We call him Day for short. Every day he's hungry for something, whether it's attention, affection, knowledge. And there's this huge responsibility in making sure that when he's no longer under my wing, that he's a good person. I want him to be able to sit back one day and go, we worked together, we did a good job.
That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
What is happening, y'all? Welcome back. Welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. I'm your guy, Arrington Gavin. Let's get it going. As I mentioned earlier in the show, I want to continue on this conversation about Patrick Mahomes. So again, Patrick Mahomes, NFL quarterback, 3-time Super Bowl champ, by far one of the greatest quarterbacks currently, and probably will be for the near future. He is, in my mind, we always bring up the names Tom Brady being the GOAT, right? He has 7 rings. He holds records. You got Peyton Manning, obviously in that list, 5 individual MVPs, also 2-time Super Bowl champ. There's so many amazing QBs that has played the game, but by far, I had, by the way, I had a big cheeseburger before I recorded, so bear with me if I tend to ease away from the mic from time to time. I'm like over here like, by the way, excuse me. But when it comes to Patrick Mahomes, he has truly changed the game. He has truly been, in my mind, the franchise player as of right now of the NFL. He is on his way of becoming the GOAT. Debate me, I could care less. The man has shown progression time and time again. But he has been receiving some heat because he described his previous hairstyle, which has made him a lot of money. He was rocking a curly frohawk, curly hair, but in a mohawk kind of form. For those who are trying to see what was a mohawk, so basically, when you do a really, really high taper, for folks who are familiar with hair and hairstyles, mohawks is simply formed in the middle of your hair. And his was like a curly, he had a lot of hair, but it was his trademark, right? He's on plenty of Head and Shoulders commercial alongside Troy Polamalu, former NFL great. And that's his brand, right? But he cut his hair off. He told his teammates, hey, win or lose, in the last Super Bowl that they played against the Philadelphia Eagles, which eventually they lost. But Patrick Mahomes said, win or lose, I'm cutting it off. I'm just tired of it, ready to get over it. He's like, I think he said, man, how can y'all have me wearing that nappy hairstyle? Man, y'all got me out there looking like this, man. And so Black Twitter wasn't too happy about it, because nappy has always been a term back in the day to a term that they always called, they called Black people, oh, you're nappy headed this, you're nappy headed that. Like that was during the civil rights era, and it's still to this day. A lot of the people that are discriminating, they'll call Black folks that. But, and I mentioned this on the last show. My question to you all: have you ever used the phrase if you were on your way to get a haircut? If you were, have you ever used that phrase to describe your hairstyle? Just curious, have you ever used it? And if so, then why are we criticizing Patrick Mahomes? But I think I might have another reason why. So Patrick Mahomes is biracial. Mother's white, dad is Black. Patrick Mahomes also married to a white woman who happens to be a Trump supporter. All right. So in this case, is folks saying no? Because we all know when it comes to public figures, anybody that's biracial, we gonna say, you're black, because at the end of the day, when you see racism in our community, in our world, when they see a biracial person, they ain't gonna say, they white. They're gonna say, you color, because they notice that you mix with something, right? We know how it goes. So in this case, I feel as though Black Twitter's saying, that's the white in him saying that. That ain't the Black. Like, I feel like they're using an excuse to not to complain and to criticize Patrick Mahomes. In all honesty, I feel like this story is kind of nonsense, personally, because it's not like he called somebody else publicly. And even if he did, if it was cool with the individual that he called, then hey, you can't be mad at that person. You can't criticize saying, oh, that's not right. But look, he's calling him, he said it to himself, he called himself that, he called his own hairstyle that. So why in the world is Black Twitter why in the world is Black Twitter complaining about this. So I'm trying to see if I can read some response on Twitter. Let's see here. Someone said on Twitter he actually looks more black now. A second added to Brittany Mahomes told him he's starting to look like his daddy side of the family with a third post. I mean, you know how Twitter is and stuff. I mean, correct me, please correct me, because I'm not. I just. People saying self-hate is a real thing in the crowd. I can't believe all you guys let me keep this nappy here for us. Oh, that was a quote from him. That was his words. Some people said him saying nappy just doesn't sit well with me. Want to backtrack to in 2022, the Senate passed the Crown Act, a law introducing and prohibit race-based hair discrimination, which is the denial of employment and educational opportunities because of hair texture or protective hairstyles, like braids, locks, twists, or Bantu knots. Many black folks had been discriminated against for their natural hair in the workplace, leading to the Crown Act, which is absolutely true. And the Crown Act is an important thing, and it's so needed because that is very true. In the workplace, they have certain, obviously, dress code requirements, but also hairstyles. This was occurring in the military. This was occurring sometimes, I believe, in law enforcement. It was occurring everywhere, right? State level positions, city level positions, corporate positions. Everybody had their strict kind of dress code policy. But the Crown Act is an important thing to say, hey, look, you can't judge a person by their. It's all about not judging a person by their skin, or excuse me, by their judging a book by its cover, and saying, okay, look, we are different folks. We come from different backgrounds. All hair textures are not the same, so it requires a different maintenance. Now, again, family, please, because I'm talking to y'all like if I'm at a cookout, why is Patrick Mahomes being criticized for calling himself that, right? Is he discriminating the black culture by describing his own hairstyle? That is it. The word that is like, oh, I shouldn't say the word. I don't like the word. And look, I'm not saying it's a great word to use, but I'm saying that was. Now I hope. Now I see what. I hope he heard that from his dad's side, not his mother's side. I hope that. But seriously, why is this raising so much publicity? Right? There are literally articles speaking about this. So why is it? Please, I need help on this one. Is black Twitter being a little too harsh on Patrick Mahomes again because of who he's married to, because he wasn't as vocal during the presidential election, because he's never been really that vocal when it comes to the let's talk about the race issues, the inequalities that occur within our world. Look, he is a prominent figure in American sports. What's the deal? I'm curious, fam. We're gonna continue to talk about this. I'm not gonna let this go away. I'm actually gonna share write about this on my Substack page, so be sure to subscribe to that too. I'll talk a little more with it in more details. But as I digress from this story, I want to go ahead and move it on to another story we have going on. So I want to talk about these job cuts happening. Job cuts. I keep on saying job cups. It's nothing to drink out of. Job cuts. UPS cites Trump tariffs as it announced expected layoffs of 20,000. You hear me? 20,000 workers. Wow. I tell you, these tariffs are continuing to be the, just the worst for American residents, American voters. It's disgusting. And the funny thing is, of course, Trump doesn't think it's that bad. He's like, "Oh, it's okay, it's fine, it's good, it's great. If we go into a recession, it'll be a good thing. It's not gonna be a bad thing. Yada yada yada, blah 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 blah." But you tend to hear so many billionaires and business owners saying these job cuts are it's not good. He needs to start changing something. He needs to start doing something about this. So let me go ahead and read you this in context. It says here that the United States Parcel Service, UPS for short, is expected to cut about 20,000 jobs this year as part of a larger plan to reduce costs and increase profit, citing changes in the global trade policies and new or increased tariffs. Now, UPS recently announced the layoffs in the first quarter earnings report. The parcel delivery service said it may consolidate revenues of about 21.5, I think, 5 billion compared with the 21.7 billion about the same time a year ago. Now, additionally, the company said it would be shuttering 73 lease and own buildings by the end of June of this year. Now, the actions, and I quote, this is from the UPS chief executive officer, quotes, "The action we are taking to reconfigure our network and reduce costs across our businesses could not be timelier. The macro environment may be uncertain, but with our actions, we will emerge as an even stronger, more nimble UPS." Righty then. The service currently has roughly 490,000 employees, about 330,000 of them whom are members of the Teamsters Union. Now, last year, UPS said it cut its workforce by 12,000 jobs. The company recently said that it planned to make these latest reductions to its operational workforce or those who are directly involved in packaging, sorting, transport, and delivery. Now, the job cuts come as Trump's sweeping tariffs are discouraging some UPS consumers from shipping as many goods, and Americans are anticipating continuous impact on U.S. and global trade. Let me take a pause right there. Y'all, for those who are Trump supporters, if you happen to be listening to this program right now, what has the tariffs done positive? What? Trump has already scored the lowest approval rating for any president in the first 100 days. It's continuing to get worse. We hear time and time again from folks on the right and folks on the left and business owners from all political spectrums saying tariffs are not a smart idea. Why are we trying to piss off our allies? This world is about trade. This is about this. You have the resources. We'll help you. You help us. That's common business. That's how you networking. How many times have you heard me on this show speak about networking, y'all? The power of networking. I talk about it all the time. So now you're saying, I don't want to network. I just want to, everything's going to be American made. This American. Well, guess what? A lot of American companies, a lot of American resources can't run without relationships from folks overseas because we don't have all the resources. If you haven't recalled, we don't have all the tools. We don't have all those capabilities. That's why you build a relationship with folks in Canada, with folks in China, with folks in all places across this globe, across the world. I was about to say across the United States, but across the world. They're busy taking orders from a businessman that is an unsuccessful businessman. I don't need to continue sharing the kind of business he has done in the past, but all it's doing is just continuing to raise up the pricing of everything. Is ruining the U.S. economy, is hurting small businesses, mom and pop businesses, even corporate businesses. I was reading something, I think Nike, Adidas, and other shoe companies were asking for exemptions due to these tariffs. I mean, people are getting desperate now. As I continue, it says here that the report also said UPS planned to expand um, on its consolidations of facilities and workforce, as well as implement an end-to-end process redesign resulting from anticipated lower volumes from the company's largest consumer, Amazon. The Bezos-owned retail giant accounted for 11.8% of overall revenue for UPS in 2024. Interesting. Now, the Teamsters responded to the latest earnings, says here, reported by the reminding UPS that it was contractually obligated to create 30,000 Teamsters jobs under the current agreement. Has that happened? No. And they talk about letting go, job cuts, firing 20,000 folks. 20,000. Now, personally, I was too young, I think, during the Bush years, when it was really, 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 when the market crashed, when there was a huge recession crash. I believe that might have been the early 2000s. A lot of folks were hurting. Are we looking at that anytime soon? I mean, it ain't looking too good, in my opinion. I don't know, but I don't know. What do you all think? What do you all think? Because this is truly a you know what show. I'm trying to hold my tongue. A crap show. There we go. I think that was a bit safer to say. Once again, y'all, this administration shows how great they are trying to what's the word? I want to say make America great again, but what they're doing here is, for one, not taking credit, rather than blaming other people on what's happening. Well, this is much better than the previous administration. Y'all, we're gonna keep on hearing this for the next 4 years, or throughout this term. And that's why it's important that you all start reading up on upcoming candidates now. Keep your elected officials' foot to the fire. When it comes to these town halls, chew them out, okay? I don't want to hear what they got to say, because what they're going to say is nonsense. That's what majority of them are saying. You saw Byron Donald out of Florida struggling, okay? We've seen so many folks time and time again get cornered because why? They don't have an answer. They don't have a clear understanding. They don't have an answer because, hell, they don't know what the hell the president's doing. They don't. So when it comes to, when it's time to vote, when it comes to, I advocate for these new and rising candidates in the Democratic Party that are saying, look, I think I have what it takes to. You need new leadership. You need better leadership. This is it's flat out ridiculous. Let's see. Let me go ahead and move it on from here. Let's see here. I think we're going to take another commercial break, my friends. Look, don't go anywhere. We have a lot more show for you here on the Arrington Gavin Show. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
Jazeera Learning Institute, LLC, is a hybrid learning center that strives to educate adults and children in all fields. During the day, we offer programs that are focused on developing students from pre-K to 12th grade, which includes tutoring, homeschool co-op, an after-school program, SAT, ACT prep, and many more engaging academic programs. Our adult education programs include workforce trainings, GED prep, life coaching, various seminars, and many more. Our vision is to train and educate in a positive way that will lead to a positive change in the world, one person at a time. For more information, visit us online at JazarianLearningInstitute.com or call us at 757-208-7407.
All right, my friends, welcome back. Welcome back to the show. As I mentioned earlier, and I hate to say it, but apparently it pays to be a racist. Can't believe I'm saying it. But let me read you up on the story here. So this video clip went viral, which no shocker. I mean, how many times have we seen ignorant folks caught up in racist acts by yelling out slurs towards people of color, left and right, like, because it's the new norm. It is the new norm. Thanks to folks we have in leadership that never criticizes, never speak against it, rather than they continue to accept their support. Right. All right. MAGA is all listen. I feel as though racism has always existed and never gone away, but I think it's ever since, in my opinion, when Trump first came down those escalators, it became, oh, let's bring it out in the open again. Let's no need to hide, folks. You can say whatever you want without ever being with ever receiving any form of consequences. People are just continuing to show you who they really are, and guess what? Get away with it. Now, let me read you the story right here. So, a woman who appeared to hurl a racist slur at a child, a 5-year-old autistic black child, with the word the starts with an N, ends with a ER. I don't need to say what the word she said. In a viral video, has raised, guess what, over $600,000 in donations for herself. You hear me? For herself. This individual by the name of Shiloh Hendricks fundraising page initially had a financial goal set for $50,000. First of all, why the hell did they even have what was the point of having a financial goal? Why was there a financial goal? Oh, because she knew she was going to get sued because it was a hate crime that was caught on film. So she's like, oh, I need to hurry up and I need to have a financial goal of 50,000 at least. Oh, well, guess what? She can retire. Literally. This report about People magazine says here a white woman who appeared to hurl a racist slur at a black child has raised over $600,000 in donations for herself on a fundraising page. The video of the Minnesota woman, who has since been identified, I mentioned the name earlier, I'm not going to repeat the name, began circulating on social media after she seemingly called the 5-year-old the N-word on a playground in Rochester. Oh my gosh, this is sickening. The man recording the video, who has since identified himself as Sharmaik Omar, told the outlet that he knows the boy and his family, and the child is on the autistic spectrum. The video shows that Omar can be heard confronting the lady, who is seemingly holding her own child after she allegedly used the slur. The lady, who uses the N-word several times in the video, explains, mind your effing own business, and then claims a 5-year-old child took my son's stuff. First of all, You're calling, you're attacking, verbally attacking someone, a 5-year-old. A 5-year-old. He took my stuff, little. A 5-year-old. As Omar asks the lady if she thinks that merits calling a little child the N-word, she replies, if that's what he's good at, is that what's gonna act like? Oh, where was this? Where was this person's mama? Please, where was this person's mama? I do not condone violence. But all I'm saying, I ain't gonna continue it, Law. I ain't gonna continue it. After the ordeal went viral, the white lady, I'm just going to address her as the white lady. The white lady set up a fundraising page for herself, which she titled, "Help Me Protect My Family." Excuse me? Protect them from what? Protect them from what? Last time I checked, you attacked a 5-year-old. So the donation should go to the family that you verbally attacked. You racist. She claimed in a page description that she is not in a dire situation. She claimed in the page and description that she is now in a dire situation. Excuse me? Because you act like a fool and to show who you truly are, you're in a dire situation. Oh my gosh, always playing the victim. I mean, every time, I can't stand every time when they get caught, all of a sudden they're they get the crying, the boohoo tears. Oh, I'm in a dire situation. Oh my goodness. Let me see here. It says here, I recently had a kid steal my 18-month-old son's diaper bag. I can't even, I cannot make this up. So a 5-year-old stole from your 18-year-old's diaper bag at a park. I called the kid out for what he was, then claiming that members of her family are being attacked and her personal information, including her address and phone number, has been leaked. Okay. She concluded in the message by asking for funds to assist in protecting my family. Her fundraising goal was $50,000, but it has since increased to, oh my goodness, it raised over $600,000. Yeah. It says since increased. This might be an error on People Magazine. It says, but it has since increased to 1 million after that initial amount was reached, per local news in KIMT3, an outlet based out of that area. Oh my goodness. First of all, I gotta call out GoFundMe. Exactly what's the protocol? What is the protocol when it comes to, can anybody just start a GoFundMe at this point, regardless of the situation? Like, I feel like there needs to be more background checks on who's starting what, because we've heard stories from the past of people starting these GoFundMe page and the whole story is fraud and they just basically accept all these free donations. Now they got this money and this and that. GoFundMe needs to do better, especially if you see the video is viral. You telling me there's no reps, there's nobody in in the higher corporate positions with GoFundMe that has witnessed what they've seen in the video, and then they're saying, wait a minute, let's put 2 and 2 together. This lady's been receiving this much money, and this is her saying, and she's saying she's in dire situation. What are we doing here, folks? Says here in an update to the page, she expressed gratitude for the overwhelming support that she and her family received, stating, "I've never felt so scared yet reassured of my life." Oh, I want to say something so bad. The Give Send page, the Give Send Go page was flooded with, okay, so I stand corrected. This is not GoFundMe. Wait a minute. Yeah, this is not GoFundMe. This is called Give Send Go. Okay, my apologies, GoFundMe. I was about to call y'all out. I'm calling out Give Send Go. Give Send Go was flooded with people expressing racist beliefs and sympathies in public notes that accompanied their donations, which prompt the crowdfunding service to mute the comment section. So they're muting the comment section, but they haven't stopped the donations from pouring in. That is disgusting. That is truly, truly disgusting. In a statement to the outlet, founder Jacob Wells, the founder and chief executive of the Give, Send, Go, said the company does not endorse or condone the personal views or actions of an individual campaign organizers or their supporters, nor do we control the motivations of donors. That's hogwash. That really is. That's pure bull, in my opinion. What do y'all think about this? What do y'all think about this? Should this Give, Send, Go company be held accountable and really someone either needs to buy them out and change the rules, or somebody needs to sue. Somebody needs to sue. You can sue the lady. She's making over $600,000 now, so I don't see why not. Great thing is they have it on film, so they have a case. So best believe all that money she received from all the known races in America, it's not going to be there for long. It's not. It's again, we live in a world, y'all, where this stuff is accepted. And it is truly sad to say that a woman, loud and proud, verbally attacked a 5-year-old autistic black child, called him the N-word, threatened to physically attack him. And now she's playing the, as the victim. Now she's playing as a victim. Oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. Y'all pray for your boy, because this is giving me a headache right here. This is truly one act that I'm like, this is America. This is the America we live in. It's disgusting. Let me go ahead and how much time? I think I got a little bit here. Let me go ahead and move it to some political news real quick. So, what I've caught on, what I've witnessed when I watch television now is, I think it's hilarious when far right wing commentators criticize conservative media. I think it's hilarious because, see, attacking the media was another talking point in just conservative media in general, right? Criticize the media. Donald Trump does all the time. Criticize. The fact that I already had a program about this, or spoken about this, but Trump hates Fox News. Why? Because the pollster is the one that tallied up his polling as far as not a positive or not a large approval rating in the first 100 days. Now, of course, Trump is saying it's untrue, it's false, it's fake news. His chief chief advisor, what's his name? Stephen Miller. He's asking for Fox to fire their poster. I mean, it's crap. But you also have your sore losers that have previously worked at Fox News that has been fired, that wants to see them get burned to the ground. They want to see them just not do good in ratings and whatnot. Like man by the name of Eric Bolling, if that name sounds familiar. So Eric Bolling is actually one of the original co-hosts of a show called The Five, which is Fox News highest rated show really on the network. It's a dumb show, but I mean, I can't be a hypocrite because it's no different from like The View or I don't know, any really panelist show. The reason why I criticize both is because you have you have five people, four of them pretty much all agree with has the same beliefs, and then you have that one opposing person. To me, that's a bit unfair. The Five has one liberal voice, four conservatives. The View has four liberals, one conservative. It's pretty dumb to me. But The View doesn't all the way, go to just attack that one conservative voice. They used to in the past, but they don't really anymore. The Five is the total opposite. But old girl Jessica Tarlov, I believe her name is. She holds her own. She holds her own. I can't speak for the former congressman. I think his name is Harold somebody. Harold somebody. Former congressman out of Tennessee, Democratic congressman. He's pretty, chill and just like, yeah, whatever. But Jessica's like, she's in for it. She's coming in to fight. Anyway, former Fox News host Eric Bolin asked recently if Trump will punish Fox over its polling, because he quotes saying detrimental as what CBS is doing. Now, here's why this is already, just a dumb question for one to ask in a dumb story. So in the press room, the press room now is mostly MAGA. They are allowing some of the folks from opposing media entities here and there, but mostly it's most MAGA, because why? They don't want their press secretary to look bad, because she has to answer a lot of questions. Of course, she's not being truthful. Okay, she's skipping around a lot of questions, and we call hop skipping around a lot of questions. And so recently, the press room had all independent media, but independent right-wing media. They had folks from Newsmax, obviously Eric Bolling, which he hosts his own YouTube show, and he's also on another far right-wing channel. He was on Newsmax at first, and then he got let go from there and then started his own thing. I mean, he's a biased individual. Very, in my opinion, he's just extremely biased. And to me, you need folks that will just call it like it is, instead of always kissing tails, on the left and right. You need your straightforward folks. Says here, he hammered his former employer. He was let go in 2017, Fox News, while asking a question in regards to White House new media influencers briefing, going so as far as if President Trump will sue, because that's the thing to do now, is to sue your critics. Give me a break. It's a classless thing to do. Let's see here. Bolling went to ask about Trump's lawsuit against CBS, and asked, and additionally, with the New York Times be enjoined in that lawsuit. Bro, all they doing is just firing trying to sue all their critics. They did they lost, let's see, they sued ABC. You're seeing now a lot of media companies kind of revamping their format. I mean, hell, MSNBC let go one of their greatest voices on the channel, Joy Reid, who was a prominent voice, but again, a huge critic of Trump. So the way the media is, it's like, okay, the safest way to say is go independent. Go independent. Because a lot of these corporate owned companies, you have to be careful. You have to be careful, because now a lot of them are kind of seen as being scared of this new administration, because they have been times trying to force them in some form of way, for whether it's take money out their pocket, make their life a living hell. Like, he's doing that. As I continue, as I quote, it says, Bolling said, and as I follow up to all this, and it really does dovetail, because it's not just left-leaning media. Fox News put out a poll. I'm a statistician. I don't even know if I said that word right. The poll he's saying he's all about statistics. The poll they put out was widely biased against Trump. It wasn't widely biased, bro. It was the truth. If you go out there and ask not just your Trump supporters, but if you put 100 people in the room, they gonna say, no, it ain't looking too good right now. I can believe that poll. Will Trump sue Fox for their methodology in polling, he asked. Now, notably, the latest Fox News polls includes a partisan meeting, unaffiliated, not affiliated with any side, a partisan breakdown of those people who responded to their latest poll. 42% Democrats, 42% Republicans, and 16% independents. Now, Real Clear Politics' Tom Bevan hit back at a recent criticism of the Fox poll, noting its historic accuracy. Fox News' final national poll had Trump up say 2 points. He won by 1.5. That made it one of the most accurate national polls last cycle. Now says here, 2 great questions, Levitt replied, the press secretary. She said, and after slamming the media for its coverage over the ex-president Joe Biden, adding, as for the lawsuit against CBS, the president and his legal team fully intend to carry this lawsuit forward. The president put out a very strong statement in regard to that and fake news CBS, because they can't just call it CBS, fake news CBS, this morning. And then as for the Fox News poll, the president is right. These are fake polls. They overpoll Democrats. Oh, I can't with these folks. They overpoll Democrats. They underpoll President Trump supporters. It's always been the case for media polls. Then consistently understatement President Trump support amongst the public. You know what's funny? To me, this administration is like, think of a sports team, little league, middle school, high school, whatever. Think of a sports team. Basketball, football, doesn't matter. Say you have 11 games in a season and you've lost 10 games of that season. That either says that your team is not good at all, or they have not tried to adjust whatever thing that they're doing that's losing, right? Instead, we continue to lose game after game after game, but continue to criticize. We point the finger at somebody else. We don't blame ourselves for it. No, we point our fingers at somebody else, right? It's just stop pointing fingers and stop blaming people. Like, that's what I can't stand, especially when I get to talk with these diehard Trump supporters. Is they do not understand. Like, look, it's okay to be caught up and say, okay, you're wrong in this, you're wrong in that. But now, okay, how do we fix it? Because at the end, I've told folks, look, I don't want to see Trump do bad. Why? Because that's going to affect me. I am an American citizen. I want to see our administration do great. But it makes it difficult to see this person do great, because guess what? They're going to continue on playing the blame game. Oh, they criticized me, so now I got to punish them rather than ignore them and do your job, what you're hired to do. Because guess what, buddy? You're not king. You are a servant. Ooh. Let me say that again for the folks in the back. You are not a king, sir. You are a servant. You are a servant to the American people. Every elected official that residents and voters vote on, guess what? They're here to serve. You are simply a spokesperson for the country. You are a representative of the country. Not a good one, might I ask, but you are a representative of the country. So to continue on this banter, blaming this opposing party or blaming the media because their polling show that you're not doing good. Okay, why stop being a whiny little, and just get to work, and then let your policy, let your work do the talking. But no, you can't do that with Trump. You can't do it with Trump. Because he wants to be supreme. He wants to be like, hey, look at me. I did this. I did that. I did this. I did that. First of all, there's no I in team. You got a staff, right? But he's going to continue to say, hey, no, I did this. I did that. I did that. I did this. Y'all, we will not continue to see any changes occur under this until literally the administration is over. Seriously. Once this term is over, I don't know what's going to happen. Now, of course, now he's backtracking saying, well, I'm not really going to consider a third term. there were voters that I was watching this on CNN not so long ago. Van Jones sat down with 3 Trump supporters, black Trump supporters, and one lady had said that I just love the way he trolls. I love that he's just trolling these people. Of course he's not going to do this, but here's the thing. You said it yourself. Trump backs what he says. He doesn't lie to you. What he says he's going to do, he does it. And then obviously the other two supporters said I will not support if he runs for a 3rd term. I think, this is enough. It kills me because, for one, there was one gentleman who basically said he didn't care about the whole discrimination against Black history. So that right there, he needs to be in a corner somewhere, because he's just like, yeah. There's one that said that she enjoys seeing him be a troll. So, okay, that tells you what kind of leaders you want to see. Like, you take everything serious. It was only about one person I will say that, okay, you were slightly saying, oh, look, I didn't vote him the first time. I voted him the second time. And let's, I don't want to see another Trump in the White House for a 3rd term. No, let's move it on. Let's go on and start from new. But I do value some of those views, because really, Trump is not a conservative, y'all. He's a team of himself. He will benefit only himself, and the wealthy. That is all he's doing. So to say he's a conservative, that's why it's no shocker when you see long-standing Republicans don't support Trump, like someone like a Liz Cheney, right? Dick Cheney, former Vice President Dick Cheney. There's so many that the former lieutenant governor of Georgia that did not endorse him. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Trump is all about the team of me. And that's all he cares about. He doesn't even like any of his long-standing supporters. He is all about the team for himself. And it shows, but excuse me. All I can say is, my friends, continue to pray, continue to save, continue to follow the patterns. Follow the patterns what this administration is doing. The ending of DEI. Why can't we just all win on merit? Why can we all just be Americans? Give me a break. Please don't give me that cop out. You know why? Because there are Americans not being provided with the same opportunities as your quote unquote colleagues. There's Americans that are not being treated the same. And that's why you have DEI. It's all about providing equal opportunity. And first of all, stop making DEI about just Black people. Guess what? DEI benefits white women, and it benefits women in general, and also benefits veterans. All right. And then it also benefits people of color. But it's all about equal opportunity. It's all about equal opportunity. My friends, the time has come, and I hope that you, of course, enjoyed another great conversation here on the Arrington Gavin Show. I appreciate you all for sticking with us here for this hour. And I hope to give you some more great content, great conversation. I have some guests lined up coming soon here. Look, thank you for taking the time out your busy schedule to tune into the Arrington Gavin Show. Until next time, y'all take care. Peace and blessings. I'm out.
That's it for tonight on the Arrington Gavin Show. Thanks for tapping in and keeping the conversation alive. Don't forget, stay connected with us on all platforms. Follow at Arrington Gavin on Instagram, Blue Sky, and X, and subscribe to the official Substack for exclusive takes and deep dives you won't get anywhere else. We're here every weeknight, same time, same energy, same real talk. Until next time, stay bold, stay sharp, and stay true. That's what we do on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.